Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast. Today we are having a very special episode for y'all. We're getting an update from the Arrey-Selker Investments. It's been a year since the two of them together have been on. Last time we got an update from them, they only sold their second home and their goals was to have $1 million in sales. So we're going to get a big update from them. We got Arrey-Selker with us. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Man, it's been a year. Last time we
Yeah.
talked, you were selling your second home.
Correct.
Yep.
Where are we at now?
I mean, where do I begin?
I mean, from second home, so you only had your second home sold in January 2022. How many homes have you guys sold now?
So now, it's crazy. We're not really focused more of our flipping company now. We're mainly focused on our Airbnb company and our rental company, which we own, I want to say, roughly around 3 million in assets at the moment. We just locked up a big deal that I'm not going to say anything about yet. Just wait on that. I mean, Martin, you and I did talk about that briefly because I like to tell you stuff before anyone else knows about it. But we have something big coming in New Albany, and I can't wait for this to happen. So, but overall, though, we almost say we're roughly around 3 million in assets.
So, Jake, you are here with us as well. It's been a long time since you've been back. How have you felt how the company's been growing since the last time you guys were here?
It's been quite fun. I mean, seems like we're busy all the time now with real estate, and that's exactly what we wanted. We want to keep growing. We want bigger challenges, and we keep finding ourselves in very, very good positions to make moves in the game, and that's what we want.
It's just crazy your guys' growth again. Literally, almost this time last year, it was only on your second house. Now, a year later, millions of dollars in property. When did you guys realize, like, we're on a roll right now? We know what we're doing.
I think it was after our third rental is when we really knew, because we got that one up and running in a week. From buying to getting tenants in there. I mean, we went from buying at, I don't even know what it was, 291, and we ended up with 150, 140, in equity.
Yeah,
So in a week, I mean, can't really beat that.
that was a home run deal.
Yeah. And so if we keep, finding gems like that, and we can keep locking up stuff off market, I mean, we're going to be hitting home runs for a long time.
What's been the biggest change with you guys? And now you've been dealing with a whole bunch of tenants. So how has that been with all the different types of tenants? Do you guys weed out tenants? What type of tenants are you guys taking now?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a really good question you brought up. So we did have to evict one person, that family, and then once we did that, we transitioned into just renting our rental properties out to Airbnb companies. And with the beauty with Airbnb companies renting it out is that now it's not a lease agreement, it's a business contract, meaning, listen, like, if you want this spot, you want to make money from our building, you're going to have to obviously put utilities in your names. If there's any miscellaneous repairs, you fix them. The only main repairs that we'll fix is a roof, HVAC, or electrical or plumbing situation, in which whenever we buy a place, we always make sure we have a new roof, new HVAC, everything's brand new in the house. So pretty much at the end of the day, is like every single month, I don't have to worry about those properties because I know I'm going to be getting a check every single month. And that's the beauty of renting out to Airbnb companies instead of long-term tenants.
How did it feel realizing that you had to evict someone for the first time?
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people don't really talk about the ugly side of real estate. All they see is the money, how there's millionaires. That's the fastest way to become a millionaire through real estate. All this stuff that people like to post about. But people really don't post about the downside of real estate, meaning evicting tenants, chase tenants down to pay rent, and all that. So I like it because it's something that we always talked about, something we always have to endure in this process that we're going through with real estate. And you can't always take the good; you got to take the bad with the good. So.
Yeah, I think the main thing is it's a lot of time when you have a tenant that's giving you problems or a tenant that you have to get rid of. I mean, the time commitment to try and get them out. You got to go to eviction court, and then you got to clean up the property, fix the property, and get it back out there. I mean, that can take 3-4 months
Yep.
because the process is pretty slow, but that's why we try and get the best tenants we can in there and really weed them out.
You fill out applications or?
Yeah. I handle that part of our business. Is I have them come to my office. I sit down with them. We talk. We see. I just tell them from the jump, like, hey, I gotta see if this is a good fit or not. Obviously do the usual stuff, take the credit score, the bank statements, the pay stubs, and then we talk and see if I have a good fit about them. Then we move forward. And right now, knock on wood, that all of our tenants are great, no complaints, and we're actually really really blessed and fortunate to have the tenants we have now, and all of our units right now are fully occupied. So
So now another year. Obviously, last year you guys were just getting started.
yeah,
And now the people you talk to, friends or whatever, family, know about your business and the stuff you guys are doing and the money you guys are making. How has that changed? Have more people trying to hop on to the Arrey-Selker
I'm gonna
bandwagon?
cut you off right there. Actually, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. In the beginning, no one believed in us. Everyone thought we were crazy. I'm not going to real details, but Martin, exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people that are thinking like, why am I doing this? Like, what? Just be normal, be average, just get a W-2 job and just be happy with that and save up for retirement. And that's just not me. And then there was one day when I showed certain people our very first property, and they were shit talking right from my face about it. And I remember me calling. I remember I called you, and I was hurt. I was devastated. I thought, like, you know what? They're right. I don't know why I'm doing this. And then at the end of the day, I remember you telling me, like, listen, man, like, this is your life. If you want to do something big, you do it. You gotta realize that people are willing to talk negative until they actually see results. Then now, fast forward years later, now I have a lot of the same people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, how much can I throw to your company to invest with you guys? Like, can we do something? Can we do a deal together?" And it's mind blowing because whenever I get those messages, I would screenshot and send it over to you, and we laugh about it because in the beginning they didn't really believe in us. They thought they were crazy. They thought that I just want to be like a wannabe entrepreneur, and now they see the results, and it's fascinating. It's crazy how people switch up like that. But
Jake, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since the beginning, once they started seeing traction, there was always a lot of, hey, like, I want to pick your brain about this or that, or can you teach me about this or that, or like, how do I get in the game? And you can sit down with a few of them, but like, you'll start to understand like no one's really interested like you are in it. Like, unless they're asking multiple times and trying to sit you down multiple times, like, everyone wants to learn, but nobody really wants
it's
to
all
put in the
talk.
work. Yeah.
It's just all talk.
So,
So these people now who reach out trying to get in with you guys in your company, what do you start if they're serious? What do you tell them they need to do to invest with you guys?
I mean, they got to put in their own time, like in research and everything. Like, we can't give you the playbook. Like, you still have to read it and interpret it in your way.
So
I mean, I mean, it's up to you to decide, like, what all you want to learn and how you want to go about looking at a place and thinking about it. There's no like cut in stone way to do this.
How has now, with the success and all that on the opposite end, have you had to cut people off because you guys keep getting more and more successful?
yeah, I mean, obviously, Jake and I are really really picky and who we even want to like spend time with or even talk with. And then people feel some type of way about it. They think like they're always saying like, "Oh, you switched up ever since you guys are getting money. You're switched up." But in hindsight, like it's just we know exactly what their motive and intentions are. So then that's when we become really selective. And I mean, it is what it is. You know how it goes, Martin. Like as soon as you start, being successful, there's all those fake people starting to reach out to you and trying to like get back on your good side, and it's not worth it, in my opinion. So
All your guys' properties, are they all in Franklin County?
yes, I had to think for a second.
Technically,
Yes, at the
yeah.
moment, yeah.
Have you guys thought of potentially expanding outside of the county to different places in Ohio or even outside of Ohio?
Yeah, I mean, we're always aggressive. We're always gonna be looking. There's some stuff that's we're thinking about doing in the Hawking Hills area. That I have a couple buddies out there that's showing me what to do over there. But other than that, right now it's just Franklin County. It's easier that way because we live in Franklin County as it is. And I mean, we can easily drive to each property. There's something wrong with it. So
And you guys have made a lot more money since the last time we spoke, and it's still just the two of you guys. What are
I
thoughts
wouldn't want it
on
any other way.
no thoughts on expansion?
No, I don't trust people.
Man, not a property manager, not a secretary,
Nope.
nothing.
Nope, we're fine.
Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
How long do you guys think you can keep that going?
Until we die.
Literally. Quite a long time.
Okay.
I mean, and eventually it's just going to take over one of our jobs.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's how we're going to grow. I'll go full time in this, and then we'll see if Junior ever does. We'll see.
Yeah. What about a base of operations? Any thoughts of having like an office space or getting your own building?
I mean, honestly, my office that I work out of, that's like our operation space right there. And then, yeah, I mean, that's really our operation space.
You know what? Maybe the next time we're on this podcast, maybe we'll have an Arrey-Selker mansion
You know,
that we can
That's
hold
true.
the podcast
That's
in. Who
true.
knows?
That's true, though. I mean, the growth you guys from the last time y'all were here to now, I mean, that's
It's in the works, though. We're looking at some stuff right now.
It's
It's in
a-
the works.
it's very good. And also, you guys have expanded on the things you guys have looked at. I know you guys do the rental properties and all that, and houses and Airbnbs, but you've also looked at stuff like car washes and daycares and things of that nature. And what made you guys start looking at these other type of places?
I mean, Martin, simple answers is why not? You know, why not? We see all these other successful people doing it. They're no smarter than we are. Why not? They took the chance, they took the risk. Why can't we not do it? It's as simple as that. Like, why not? I mean, it's just at the end of the day, like if the deal makes sense and we're like, oh my gosh, this is a steal, gold mine, cash cow, why not?
Mhm.
And that's on our list. Daycares, car washes. Is there anything else? I mean, like probably try to own
Ton
some,
of stuff.
yeah, like food chains, like a McDonald's or a Wendy's or whatever the case is. Like, why not? Like, people have done it. They're not smarter than we are. They just took the chance. They took action. That's all it is.
I mean, you both are into sports. When's the sports facility coming?
Mhm.
I want to say 5
Tennis
to 10
courts,
years.
basketball courts.
5 to
When's
10
that
years.
coming?
5 to 10 years.
5 to 10.
Yeah.
You guys gonna build it from scratch? Or you gonna get a warehouse? Like,
Depends what's the best option. Honestly, depends on what's the best option.
how often do you guys keep up with housing market news? Like, what's the market like right now? Is it any different than last year?
I don't care about that. If you buy at the right price, you'll be fine.
Jake, do you
Simple as
keep up
that.
with it?
Not more than what my loan officer is telling us.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much it.
So no, you guys aren't. They're like, oh, I need to see what the market's at. We need to sell. We need to buy.
No.
You just go your own.
You can tell by looking at what's available
Yeah.
and what's selling at what price.
What's the now in this year? What's the biggest purchase you guys have had to make?
In 2023,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really tell you that because that's in the works at the
Yeah.
moment. I
Okay.
can't say that. It's
Well,
in
then
the
what about
works.
the second one that's not in the works? It's already been done.
It's like-
Yeah, so this is building in New Albany. It's a commercial building. We bought it for 600,000. No, 676. Yeah, and I think we're putting about 250 into it, and when it's all said and done, it's gonna be worth around 1.2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, what's your like? You talked about your loan officer and all that. What are they saying? Like seeing your because they see you guys' improvements
They love it 'cause it's making
firsthand.
money.
Oh, they're just like we're making. They're just
Yeah,
like
they're
man.
making money, so they love it.
When you guys walk into the bank, you're just like, "Yep, we got another deal."
Yeah, so they're excited because they're getting points off of us and they're making money, so they're
Yeah.
happy. So they'll keep telling us to keep buying.
Man, that's a long way. Because I mean, there was a time, I mean, Junior, where you couldn't even get a basic credit card, and
Correct.
now you're getting approved for $1 million loans.
Yeah.
So, what's the most you've ever made back so far in 2023?
God. What would you say?
Most we made back.
hmm
Like
Biggest profit.
It's a thing though when it comes
It's
like
more
because it's not.
equity.
Yeah, it's just because we're not flipping anymore, so we're not getting taxed on capital gains tax anymore. So for rental properties, I mean, like this deal that we just got done doing, we bought a place for 315. I brought you out there. I want to say a couple weeks ago. Bought for 315. We put around like 125 into it. and then it just got appraised for 575,000. So you can just smell that equity in that deal, and that's awesome to have right there. And if we keep finding deals like that, it's gonna be insane.
Man, how long till the private jet happens? When's that gonna happen?
Oh man, I'll probably say 15 to 20 years. We gotta make sure everything's taken care of first. Certain things need to get taken care of before we get the jet.
Have you guys been able to keep the same workers who've been with you guys from the start, or you
Yeah,
had to
we're
switch
growing.
different?
No, you mean like contractors and all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean we're growing, we're crazy. So like a lot of contractors keeps coming to us now saying, "Hey, do you have any work?" And then you just give them work, and then we keep growing like that. Yeah.
So now, like in 2023, a lot of people, there's going to be some young 16, 15 to 21-year-olds who may stumble across this on a YouTube or Google Podcast or iTunes, and they're trying to get into the game now.
Yeah.
What advice now would you give them that's different because you guys have had more experience?
Advice now.
Do your research, do your homework,
Yeah.
and then partner up with killers on the way up. Just like Patrick A. David, that's one of our favorite people to watch. He says if you can find someone that's a killer that's on his way up, that's the best person you want to partner up with. So, say for example, if you want to get in the real estate game and you don't have the funds, you come to somebody like Arrey-Selker Investments or anybody you know has money, and then you bring them a deal. Then that's the best way to get into real estate right there. You just bring the sweat equity and you take care of everything else, and then we'll be the one taking care of the financing aspect. But I think my number one goal is to research, do your foundation, do your homework, and then just partner up with killers.
Jake?
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to do even better research now than before. I mean, markets changed every year, quite a bit, honestly. Like 2020, you could throw a dart at anything and you'd make money. But now it's like you really have to know your numbers. Material costs have changed, labor costs have changed, and then you really got to have better people backing you than you did before now. And that's why even if you can start, you know, looking at houses and, trying to offer something up to somebody that has a little bit more than you to partner up on, then I mean that's the way to go.
You brought up something at the very beginning of this podcast about the dark side of real estate that no one really
Yes.
talks about. So, when you're talking about the dark side, are you talking about you guys going in these homes and they're disgusting and you guys have to clean them out, or like what do you consider the top three darkest things of real estate?
Well, I wouldn't give you like a top three list, honestly. When I mean by the dark side of just that real estate stuff. So let's be honest, Martin. When you think of real estate, what do you think of, honestly? Like you think of the money. You
Think of the money,
millionaires. You
yep.
think of them living in big houses, thinking like they're really successful, they're really well off, correct?
Mhm.
But people don't realize is like the dark side, like going to eviction court, evicting tenants, sleepless nights, anxiety, stress, depression, crying yourself to sleep, questioning your sanity, questioning if you should be even doing this. There's so much things that people don't realize. The only people, and it's crazy too. Like, and I'm guilty of this too. Like, I only post the good things about our business. I only post the bad things, like us not having enough money in the bank account to pay contractors. Us going to family and friends asking for money to help us out with our business. There's so many things that people don't realize when it comes to real estate that like you're gonna have to question yourself sometimes, seeing like if you're doing this right or not. Overall, for me personally, my three dark sides will be the sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, and then not just making sure you're able to get tenants in there and making sure you're doing it correctly.
Jake?
Money, tenants, and project timelines.
Okay.
God, I hate going over budget, man.
And you guys keep talking about like eviction court and all of that, and you guys have become familiar with court now.
Yes.
You guys have been in there a couple of times. What are your thought processes every time you walk into court? Do you always think it's going to go your way, or are you ever afraid that it's not going to go your way?
It depends. I think we put ourselves in good positions all the time. Like we have screenshots of what we need. We have text threads. And we have evidence. Like at the end of the day, if we're going that far, we're definitely, we're not gonna go just to see what happens.
Mhm.
Like we're gonna go to get what we want. And that's the end of it. It's just that simple.
What's that thought when you're on the court and you're staring across and you see your tenant there
You
suing
know
you?
what's crazy? They don't even show. They
Oh.
don't show because they know they're in the wrong most of the time. So
And you're how often are you sitting there at your like day jobs and you're getting blown up by your tenant saying this is wrong, this is wrong? Like, does that drive you crazy because you're trying to work your regular job and then you got your tenants just blowing up your phone?
that's the stress part in the dark side of real estate. People don't realize. And it sucks, obviously, but I'm blessed and fortunate that my job in my office is very, very flexible and they let me do what I got to do. So I can just get up and leave and take care of things or hop on a call with certain contractors to get that problem solved. And don't get me wrong, we do have a go-to maintenance person that whenever there's an issue, we call him first so then he goes over there and takes care of it or see what's going on and then we go from there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you gotta have a team. Gotta
Yeah.
have a team. So
And that's nothing too. Reason why Jake and I and our company's been really successful is like we have a strong team from like attorneys to contractors to even politicians or whatever the case may be. And we have systems now. We have a system. We know exactly what to do. So that's the way we can grow and scale our company and business really at a very rapid pace because our systems and the team we have around us.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, anything you want to add? Anything else you guys want to add?
No, that was pretty solid.
I mean, by this time next year, I mean, when are we gonna see you in Forbes under 30? When's the name really gonna get out to the country?
Honestly, I mean that is gonna be one of our goals. I mean we're in the early mid-20s. We have some time to get there, but it's coming, man. It's coming. We gotta keep being aggressive. It's coming.
Man, by this time, it might be Forbes under 30. We'll see.
It's
Yeah.
possible.
It's possible. I mean, the way you guys keep
I didn't even ask
shooting
you,
up.
Martin. I mean, you checked our last project out. What are your thoughts on the place?
Like,
do you like our work? Like, what? Yeah, I mean,
I think you guys have made improvements since last year. I mean, you guys already said it. You guys have caught your footing into what you guys are doing. You guys are comfortable in what you're doing and the people you're working with, and none of the first time stuff you don't have to deal with anymore. If you have to fire someone, you do it. If you have to go to court, you guys do it. I mean, it's become routine now for you guys, which makes it easier because, like you said earlier, Jake, there's places not you can get it out in a week if you really wanted to. Or back then, it might be that first house was what 6 months
actually, no.
or something like that, or is it 3?
We projected to get it done. I would say 4 months, but we got it done in 2.5.
Yeah, but now you guys can finish them in a week.
Yeah, we can punch through things. Yeah,
and then have them on listings and all of that.
Mhm.
We'll see, man. Maybe next time when you guys got your own home, you have the Arrey-Selker gate that opens up.
Yeah.
That opens up for guests, but we'll be just here continuing monitoring your process and keep on keeping on.
That's the plan.
So by this time next year, probably have maybe what 20, 30 million.
That's the goal, man. We gotta be aggressive. We're at 3-something right now, so we just gotta keep moving forward. See what happens.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you do something right and the IRS don't come for you for nothing, I mean,
Yeah.
That's my that's my W-2 job. I'm a real estate tax accountant, so I think I know them.
yeah, as long as they don't come for you for no reason whatsoever, you guys should be good. Is there any people you guys want to meet in the real estate world that you haven't met yet?
Yeah, I would love to meet Grant Cardone. I'm a big fan of him. Patrick Bet-David, he's an insurance guy, but he knows a good amount about real estate, which I love to meet. I'm trying to think. I think those are 2 main people that I really want to sit down and really talk about real estate with. And then obviously, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you can't miss him right there.
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki, yeah, you can't miss him. Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert
I don't know why I said guy. Robert Kiyosaki. Great book. I highly recommend you guys read it. I'm trying to think of anyone else. And then like Bigger Pockets people. That'd be awesome to meet them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Jake, any people you want to meet?
Besides, like the people with their name on a lot of the buildings, not really. Like, I wanna go to the source. Like we always see, who like what company's doing the work on something or whatever, but I want to meet the name behind that company. That's pretty much it.
Fair enough. Perfect end of that. With that being said, thank you guys for coming back on the pod. Thank you guys, everyone, for listening to the L7C podcast. We'll keep you updated on how their business continues to grow. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. You can listen to this wherever you want it. YouTube, Google, Apple. With that being said, the L7C podcast signing out. thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.